Hello and welcome to NBA General Manager. Here are just a few tips that I've picked up while playing the game that you might find helpful. The first and foremost, I cannot stress this enough, don't spend your coins needlessly. Now, if you're going to be spending real life money to buy coins in the game, that's one thing, but they are so tough to come by in the game, don't spend them. Money you can always get, either by completing tasks or by completing jobs. But coins are tough. Now, the first tip that I'd give you after that is don't play games unless you're doing it to complete a task. If you win, all that you're going to get are experience points, and you want to stay away from those. Wait, what? Yeah, you heard me. Stay away from experience points because you want to build as strong a team as possible at the lowest level possible so that you can kick butt instead of getting your butt kicked. If you increase your level without having a strong team, the better teams are going to be constantly picking on you for easy wins and quite honestly taking your lunch money. Which leads me to the bank. This is a total ripoff. If you store your money in the bank is going to take a 10% commission. Right now, for instance, I can store up to 70 million. That means the bank is going to take $7 million just to keep my money safe from other teams playing against me and beating me. Now, when I lose a game to another team, I lose $110,000. So, if the bank takes 7 million, that's basically like me losing 64 games. Total ripoff. Don't use the bank. So, keep your teams at a low level and keep your players at the highest level possible. Now, when you do come in to choose a team to play, look at the player that's on fire and know who your highest ranked player is. Currently for me, it's Chamberlain. He's got 2,200 points. And I look for teams like these first two teams, no problem. Them I'm going to beat. The third team, though, he's also got Chamberlain at 2,200. That means it could go either way. I'm going to steer clear of those. And of course, any players like the next one that has a higher ranked player than I have, stay away from those. Those are certain losses. Because you can always refresh the screen and find new teams to play. Don't even bother tempting fate. Just go for the easiest teams, play them, grab the wins, and move on. But again, just do as many as the tasks require you to, and no more than that. Now, when it comes time to competing in limited time tournaments, like we have right now in the summer season, those are the ones that you want to play. Because when you win games, you won't get experience. But you are going to get prizes. And more importantly, hopefully coins. So, for instance, where I'm ranked right now, if I finish off the season that way, I'm going to get LeBron James, 200 coins, and 200 games worth of Showtime power-up. So these are the games that you want to play. These limited time tournaments against other players. Now, when it comes to making your team better, buying and selling players is how you do it. Now, I'm going to show you the buy now first. This is something that you never go into to buy players. The only players that you want to buy here are NBA legends and the player of the day. Player of the day because you're only spending cash and cash is easy to come by. I don't care who else you have on the list here that might be awesome to get for your team. Rajon Rondo, for instance, right now, you want him on a team, 350 coins, forget it. Tony Parker, 270, forget it. Don't spend coins needlessly. Only spend them on legends and spend your cash on a player of the day. Now, if you're going to sell a player, click on sale, click on the player you want to sell. For instance, say you want to sell Nerlens Noel, and you can adjust what price you want. Keep in mind that whatever price tag that you put on them, the game is going to throw on a sales agent commission and a tax. So you want to sell them for 161 million. Well, the player or the person who's going to be buying them is going to have to spend 210 million. Ask yourself the question: would you spend 210 million dollars for a level 50 Nerlens Noel? If yes, then go ahead, put it on. If no, then decrease the amount and look at that final sale price. Say, yeah, okay, that's something I'd be willing to spend. So set your price accordingly. Now, when you do continue, you will have to spend 5 coins to make 40 million. Now, is 44 million or 40 million in this case worth 5 gold coins for you? If yes, then go ahead. Keep in mind that if you set your price too high, now I've never had this happen because the 2 players that I've sold have both sold because I've put them at the minimum price and they went no problem. But if your player doesn't sell, I believe you lose these 5 coins and you don't end up selling your player. So you want to sell them at a reasonable price, make sure the sale's done, and make sure that the money that you're going to get for the player is worth the 5 coins that you're going to spend to get them or to sell them. So that's the sale. Now, to get players for your team, you can either do it through purchase, okay, and this gives you a list of the top 20 players who have the shortest amount of time left in their current market. So, for instance, Terrence Ross, he's going to be done in 7 minutes. Morris is going to be done in 12 minutes, etc. I'm just going to look for a player here, if I'm lucky enough. Here we go. Let's look at Harrison Barnes. See this +3 beside his name? That means more than what you see of the 2 that were on the screen. He's got 3 more people who are looking to sell him. So I cannot stress enough to shop around. Okay, look at this, for instance. At level 15, this team is looking to sell him for 13.6 million. But another team is looking to sell him at level 1 for 18 million, right? So these prices can become ridiculous sometimes. So shop, find the price that you want to pay, reasonable, and then pay that price. Because when you click on it, for instance, if I click on this particular offer, 6.5 million is going to be ending in 58 minutes, but no teams are interested. So the chances are pretty good, especially as the time draws closer and I see the teams are still not interested, I can make an offer of 6.5 million and I'll get Harrison Barnes at his level 3. So here I'm only spending 2 coins to get a player who's already leveled up. Now, why is that important? Let me just switch screens here for you. Here are the NBA levels, and I'm going to just start from the beginning. I'm going to scroll down slowly just so that you can see all the stats for all the levels. So, if you look at, for instance, level 60 here, to go from level 59 to level 60, it's going to take 32 hours and 57 minutes to level them up. It'll cost you 12.4, basically $1 million. And by the time you get to level 60, you'll have spent $252 million to get a player up to level 60. Why is that important? Keep that in mind when you're looking at these players. Because if a player that you're getting, for instance, that's level 23 here, that's a bunch of money that they've spent on the player that you don't have to. So then if you look at, say, for instance, level 23, it cost him $14.168 million to get him to that level. And he's selling him for 39 million. So 39 minus the 14 million, that means you're spending 25 million basically to get that player, if that makes sense, because he's already been leveled up to 23. Anyway, just something to keep in mind when you're looking at players in this particular category. The other option is to go to auctions. Auctions, if nobody else bids on a player, I'm just going to take, say, Rajon Rondo. Okay, for me to bid on him, 11.25 million, which seems like a pretty good deal, it's only going to take me 1 coin. The problem is if somebody else goes, whoa, that's a really good deal, I'm going to get them, and I'm going to get them no matter what. Every single time somebody outbids you and you have to bid again, you have to bid using another coin. So sometimes with the better players, you're talking Westbrooks, you're talking LeBron James, you're talking James Harden, you can get another player who has a bee in their bonnet and has to have this player no matter what. And you can spend 10, 15, 20 coins bidding to get them, and then maybe not even end up with the player in the end, because only one player can end up with them. Or you end up spending that much money, you do get them, but you're now out 15, 20 coins. So just keep in mind that's the difference between purchasing and auctions. See which one works best for you. Now, let's see. Spending coins, if you're going to do it, spend them on coaches. Okay? The higher the coach, the higher you'll be able to train your players to their level. So, for instance, if I were to hire this level 7 coach, I'll be able to get my players up to level 60. Currently, my coach is level 6, and I can get them up to level 50. So, hire the highest coach that you possibly can, and that is something that you want to spend your coins on. What you don't want to spend your coins on is your marketing director. Okay, marketing director, you just need them up to level 3. At level 3, you can do 2 jobs at once, and that's all you need. Because when we take a look at the King City here, for instance, these are the only 2 jobs that you need to worry about: university and offices. These 2 jobs are going to get you the most money in the least amount of time. The other 3 jobs are going to take forever to get you your money, and you're not going to get nearly enough money to make it worthwhile. So don't spend your money on your marketing director past level 3. Now, when you go to the store, don't spend any coins in here. Not worth it. Anything in the general section here, not worth it to spend your coins. In the power-ups, again, definitely not worth it to spend your coins, because you only get them for a limited time. Like alley-oop, for instance, you only get for 50 games. Amazing assists, you get for 200 games, but all of those end at some point. So if you're going to spend money on power-ups, use cash. Okay? Best one to use is for the extra pass. All your players get a plus 130, and it lasts for 100 games, and it costs you 12.5 million. If you're going to power up, use that one, and that's the best bang for your buck. Now, one more thing, when you go to the more section in my account, I would strongly get you to consider connecting to Facebook, connecting your email address, and also creating an FTB account if you don't have one already. Because all 3 of those things are going to get you free coins, which, again, are hard to come by. So, to make your team great, try and get the top legends as soon as possible. Legends ratings will never drop. Let me just get you over here. Which is a good thing for about 85% of the year. Okay? The only time a legend won't help you is in real life NBA playoff situations, because all players who are competing in the playoffs will get their points doubled. That means even the average player will have a higher rating than legends. Now, as soon as that player's team gets knocked out of the playoffs, within a short period of time thereafter, that player will return back to normal. So try to get only the current superstar players, people like LeBron, people like Harden, people like Westbrook, because their ratings, although they will change, they will be consistently high because those guys are the go-to players on their teams. Once you have the current superstars and legends, increase all of their levels as quickly as possible. Don't bother leveling up average players. Only level up stars, superstars, and legends. Don't play spend coins on extra player slots, okay? Because if you want to get a new player, dump anybody who won't have at some point a rating of at least 280 or more. Okay, so for instance, right now I've got people like Tobias Harris. All right, his ranking for the season is 215, a little bit low. Okay, I didn't level him up past 39. I'm not going to level him up because once I get a player who's better than him, or a legend in this case, which I'm going for right now, I'm going to be knocking him off my roster. So I'm not going to spend any money on him. And so my perfect roster basically consists of the top 10 legends and the top 10 current NBA superstars. I haven't gotten there yet, but that's my goal. Now, let me just show you the dream team of legends. These are the top 5 in terms of their position. Robertson and West, top guards. Bird and Pettit. And there's one more legend that just came on who also has the same ranking as Pettit, whose name eludes me right now, of course, what I'm trying to remember. But anyway, he's got 335 just like Pettit does. And Chamberlain's the top center. Past those top 5, here are your next best legends. Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Olajuwon, Russell, Robinson. All these guys will round out your roster. Now, there's a couple of players who can crack this top 10 lineup. Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan. Now, will they be coming soon? I don't know. The game has to pay for all these likenesses. So I'm guessing Barkley and Jordan's price is quite high to get into the game. So if they do come into the game, it probably won't be for a while. But when they do, these will be their ratings. And yes, I was kind of surprised by Jordan's as well compared to everybody else's, but that's all you're going to get for Jordan is 345. So that basically brings me to the end. I hope you enjoyed what I've had to say, and hopefully it helps you. So have a great day and have fun playing NBA General Manager.